My fact this week is that not long after Benjamin Franklin invented the lightning rod, it took off as a fashion. Women in Paris...
Sorry. A lightning rod's very tall metal objects.
Yeah, and very sexy when combined
you could
with
dance around them, I suppose.
fashion. Exactly, yeah. Now, this was in Paris, and this was in 1778 that Benjamin Franklin had invented it. So not long afterwards, if you were walking the streets of Paris, you would have seen women with lightning rod hats. So this is a hat that would have a sort of protruding rod. As far as I can see in the drawings of the time, they might dress that up a bit with a bit of sort of floral stuff going around it. Yeah, something to disguise it. But what you didn't really disguise was the big chain that came out of the hat that ran to the ground, so that should you be struck by lightning, you could then ground the lightning via this big chain. Umbrellas did it as well, so you had an umbrella with a giant lightning rod on top.
How long did these women tend to survive during thunderstorms?
we don't know. They all went out and never came back. Yeah,
the interesting thing is, like, fashion, I reckon by definition fashion is not useful, right?
What a debate.
Well, I know I've opened up a bit of a can of worms there, but was there any use for it, do you think? Do you think they deliberately had them to try and get the lightning away from them, or is it just for fashion?
Well, I think, if it functioned as it was meant to, then yeah, absolutely.
But they wanted it to function, definitely.
No, hang on. If you were hit by lightning wearing one of these rods,
it would work. It would ground it to the ground. It's just... I think it should work. It just that it would probably be too close to you, so then the electricity
you'd also be incredibly badly injured.
Yeah.
You'd die.
You would die.
Yeah.
But he had just invented this. We don't know what we know now. It probably seemed like a very logical thing to do.
If your hat had this, and then you had a Faraday cage all the way around you, then that would save you.
Yeah.
I've seen the pictures, and it didn't.
No.
Yeah.
I've got to say, I empathise more and more with the French Revolution, hearing what was going on in Paris in the 1780s. I think, that's pretty extravagant, outlandish stuff.
I don't think this was to do with Franklin, by the way, as in, obviously, he's not a fashion guy, but it was...
Well, I think that's...
He was fashionable,
He knew how to dress.
But I think it was specifically the French... Benjamin Franklin. It was his translator who then turned it. So he was a guy who was a botanist, a physician, and he was called Jacques, and then he has two French names after that.
Let's have a go.
Babur de Bourg.
Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah.
Looks good to me.
Jacques Babur de Bourg, and he was a physician, botanist, writer, translator.
Are you going to do the rest of the podcast like this?
Possibly. And he was the one who sort of like made it into the umbrella. Interestingly, it was invented, the lightning rod, in 1778, and he died in 1779. So I don't know if that was something to do with testing out his new fashion.
Who Baba did Bob did.
Yeah.
Really?
Do you know who really has a bad time of it, lightning-wise?
That guy, Roy Sullivan.
Oh, yeah. Friend of the podcast. For anyone who hasn't listened all the way back. He was, what was he? He was a park ranger?
Park
ranger who got struck millions of times.
Seven times. And the seventh time tied in with like the third time or second time he was beating a bear off with a stick.
Yeah.
So not him.
Not him, no.
But there was a hard time with lightning strikes.
Golfers?
I'm just gonna skip ahead.
Mountaineers.
Oh, we can't talk about golf.
But is it?
Sorry, that's my fear. I heard the word and I thought fast forward.
Is it people who have a hard time with lightning? The people whose job on the golf course is to move the hole day to day because they're out more often.
Yes.
They have to work in all weathers.
Is it people? Is it moss collectors?
So you're using the word people, and I didn't say people.
So animals.
The metal horned.
The unicorn.
Iron crows.
I imagine it's fish, right? Like, don't they just, like in rivers
I
and
think
stuff?
fish probably,
and
but
lakes.
livestock. I had no idea how awful lightning is for livestock.
Oh, okay.
So the US Department of Agriculture says that lightning accounts for 80% of accidental livestock deaths in the US. 80%. And if there's a big storm, most livestock, like your cows or your sheep, they huddle together. And the ground's really wet because it's pouring with rain. One lightning strike can take out just tons. So 1939, 835 sheep, 323 reindeer in Norway in 2016. A few years ago...
They were flying with presents at the time.
It was a tough Christmas all round, 2016. In Florida, there was a lightning strike that killed 85,000 chickens.
What?
In one...
That's a lot.
Swoop.
Wow.
Literally a foul swoop.
It's...
Thanks for watching, guys. You can listen to the full episode right here on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe for more fish-related clips and episodes, and you can join Club Fish for ad-free episodes and exclusive bonus content on Patreon and Apple Podcasts. Bye!